What's going on, brother? Did you do all the required watching for this week?
I did not.
You son of a bitch. What didn't you do? What's going on, brother?
The only thing I didn't watch was Shaun, and I've seen that a million times. I didn't have time to get to it.
I almost didn't watch it today, but I'm glad I did because it was such a refreshing watch.
I probably watched it like 6 months ago, but since you threw Okja in there this week, I just didn't have the time to do another one.
Totally.
Yeah, I just finished Okja like 10 minutes ago, so.
I'll tell you what, I got burning on Daredevil and I just could not stop. I hate binge watching, but I suppose every now and then I can succeed to it because every episode was hooking me, so I just couldn't get away.
Yeah. So, but you got through everything?
I did. You want to talk some news quick first?
Yeah, what you got?
Well, we heard there was that story about the Accountant 2 becoming a thing again. I'm super stoked. I think we both liked it last year, so more Affleck, more killer Affleck, I guess. It was the better of the Batman movies last year, for sure.
It was the best superhero with autism movie I saw, for sure.
I wasn't going to go that far. You're a bad person.
That's what that movie is.
I mean, it is, but it's still weird to say.
It's 100% him using autism as superpower, and then his other autistic friend is Oracle. Like, it's just whatever.
It's a better Matrix than the Matrix, and a better Batman than Batman vs. Superman.
Whoa, we're shitting on the Matrix now?
The later movies. I mean, definitely when the Oracle came into play.
Okay, there we go. I thought you were talking shit about the first movie, and I was about to end this podcast.
No, the first one is phenomenal. Those other two are a real mess.
Yeah, there's stuff to like in them.
They aren't what you would call a tight ship, though.
Yes, they are the movie equivalent of our show.
That's fair. So we have that. Game of Thrones is fucking close again, and I'm so upset because I believe we'll be watching the fucking new season with this show too. I don't want to. I really don't. But for some reason, Luke talked.
We had a lengthy phone text exchange, probably an hour of you just screaming about how you're done and fuck the show and me trying to get you back. So,
real talk right there. I really didn't want to come back, and I was tearing everything I could apart that show. Like, one of the showrunners run the screenplay for Wolverine Origins and, like, fucking all this other shit. I was just using anything I could, and finally I just gave up because Transformers beat me down so fucking much last week.
Sorry that
It's the, like, all the Transformer movies have taken place within this week, like, over the last years. So, like, I'm just going through Facebook posts, and it's, like, all these, like, Transformers, like, going to see the first one a couple times, and going to see the second one, and, like, it finally hit that fourth one where I just fucking wrote the whole series off, and now that Unicron's around, I'm just like, fuck everything. It was a good whole half a week that I was just pissed off at the world.
Yeah, that's good, but that gets you back into Game of Thrones. So are you gotta get cool from last season, right?
Yeah, I think I made it halfway through, but I think I'll probably just rewatch them just to get myself pissed off at the series again.
Yeah.
Those first five episodes really pissed me off, so we'll see.
It's just, for anyone who's a fan of us screaming at each other, is going to get it on a weekly basis now, so...
It's going to be full-blown, because Luke did this with the sixth season of Lost, too. Like, I'd call every week and be super pissed off, and he'd be like, nah, things are cool. I'd be like, no. Motherfuckers sat in a raft 100 feet out from the fucking shore while they got shot at. This show doesn't make any fucking sense anymore. There's going to be a lot of that until the showrunners proved to me that they know what the fuck they're doing, and it's not just a wild waste of time. Because now I guess I'm pot committed, and I'm gonna waste 25 more hours of my goddamn life on this show.
Possibly more. It came. They did their annual con, or their first con for an annual whatever. There was a Game of Thrones con just last week, I think, and I think it was the composer for the show said that season 8, which will be the last season, that every episode is probably going to be feature film length. They're talking like 82 minutes. Yeah.
You said it would probably be longer, and I just didn't want to accept it. And hearing that, I really don't want to accept it. I can't imagine that fucking show just stretching it out and just being more of a pain in the goddamn side.
They're literally not stretching it out. They're finishing storylines. They're being like,
yeah, but they could have just added episodes and just been like, yeah, we're going to have 10 fucking episodes each season like we did from the start, and not this ass fucking bullshit.
But just they're able to put more budget into less episodes. It'll get you bigger. It's going to be better. There's going to be dragons. And it's gonna be fucking shit up. And you're
those
gonna love
dragons better fucking rock the fucking house for a solid 3 episodes each season, and none of them better die. I swear to God, if they kill them off like the fucking direwolves, I'm just gonna fucking, I'll riot. I will call.
I hope they kill him in the first episode. Just like a meteor hits him out of nowhere.
Is Ghost still alive in the show?
Yeah.
I don't think they've killed him or Nymeria, right?
Nymeria ran away and you haven't seen her since. All the other ones are dead.
Fucking bullshit. Just fucking...
See?
I'm really
I think Ghost, the actual like wolf that played Ghost, died in real life though, so technically I think they're all dead.
Sure. Did you see the X-Men plot points?
I did not. Where did you see that?
There was some exclusive leak late today. Basically came over that they're going to Genosha? I don't know if I'm saying that right.
Genosha?
That's the one. Also that Magneto has like a cult following type armor, and they think that he's going to be leading the Acolytes. I don't think I'm saying that.
Why? They're doing Dark Phoenix. Why are they doing this?
They think that Magneto is going to be the one to trigger her Dark Phoenix. Also, there's some space in there too, and like I heard that, I was like, "Oh man, this is gonna be a shit show, just like Apocalypse was."
Well, I did hear that they're trying to cast Jessica Chastain as Lilandra, so they're obviously doing Shi'ar, so they're doing space. All I want is fucking Starjammers. I just want fucking goddamn Scott Summers' dad to roll in with a pirate and mustache and being like, "Let's go to space, son. Let's have fun."
Back up. What?
What?
Cyclops' dad?
Cyclops' dad is a space pirate.
Get the fuck out of here.
He leads the Starjammers. He's got an earring, a fucking like bandana sash, and a sweet stash.
Listen, I'm fucking in for that. You show me that movie, I'm fucking in, 100%.
And he's straight up fucking a cat alien the whole time.
I'm in. I'm sold. Make that fucking movie, Fox. God damn it.
Yeah, 100%. I would watch that.
I don't know.
I'd watch that over any.
Man, I want that so bad. And then Tom Holland apparently wants the Clone Saga.
Fuck that kid. Fuck him.
I was so blown away because you texted me that and all it said was no, and I was like, yikes. I feel like they build you up so much for Spider-Man. They're like, here's everything you wanted, and then like the back end, the week leading into the movie, they're like, listen, shit might get real awful afterwards, but you're gonna get one movie.
Yeah, because they're still fucking fighting about fucking Amy Pascal and Kevin Feige are still fighting over what's canon in the MCU. Every time we turn around, they're saying something different. They're straight up like, what was it? I sent you a link. I can't even remember it, though. They're saying they're trying to spin off 2 more villain movies. What, a Mysterio and a Craven movie? Like, what the fuck? No, you can't do that with Spider-Man.
Something else.
That said, early reviews have been coming out that Homecoming's just amazing. So...
also, did you see the news that they won't let Holland read Infinity War?
They're already filming Infinity War.
But they're not letting him have the full script because he's awful at interviews and he's just fucking saying random shit. I fucking died. I was like, yeah, he's a fucking kid. I mean...
Well, yeah, and he also was like, let's do the Clone Saga. Yeah, obviously he's not trusted to say anything.
So, like, you get every script that even came close to him away from him.
I did see they announced that whatever the sequel is going to be to Homecoming is going to take place immediately after Avengers 4 and whatever happens in it.
Well, I guess that means Spider-Man lives through it.
Well, no shit, they're not going to kill him.
Why wouldn't they? I mean, well, I guess he could still die, but they have the gems to bring him back.
That would be a fucking great just fuck you. If, like, that's why they're hiding the scripts and everything. It was like just big fuck you to Sony. They got him back and killed him immediately.
Oh, that'd be great. And they fucking just bring in Tom Hardy's Venom, and he's just flipping off the camera for a solid minute, but they kill him off too. With Carnage, and then they kill him off in a minute later.
Just blowing up that universe.
This being just like, fuck your characters. And he has voodoo dolls for like the X-Men, and he's just stabbing them.
Give us our rights back.
That's what I want to see from the Infinity War.
I think it was just like a couple days ago, Fox announced they're taking like 6 spots for Marvel movies in the next year or whatever. So basically, it sounds like they're jettisoning more X-Men at us, just more and more.
Oh, it's gonna be something. Well, I mean, next year's got 3 movies, doesn't it?
New Mutants, Dark Phoenix, and Deadpool 2.
So then they're planning on 3 more in 19?
Yeah, they announced like 6 more dates.
Yikes.
Like, and it's got to be sequels to all of those. It's ridiculous.
Wait, 6 more dates on top of the 3 they announced?
Yeah.
Yikes. Wow.
And there isn't no way that...
Unless we get Space Jammers.
Yeah, give me a Space Jammers movie. Star Jammers, god damn it, not Space Jammers, that's Michael Jordan.
I mean, it's...
On Stars.
Could you imagine if fucking Michael Jordan leads that crew?
Yeah, and Bill Murray has to play basketball against them. That's how the Dark Phoenix was defeated.
I'd watch that movie 100 times.
I would too. It's going to be better than what we get.
Oh, it's going to be real bad what we get. So, shall we get into the show? I think it's all. Yeah, that's all the news I had. So, Daredevil.
Sorry, the Daredevil.
Yeah, let's
it was real good.
So, if you missed last week's, we watched first half. This is the second half, episodes 7 through 13. For some reason, my math was just fucking awful, and I was like, oh, only 5 episodes, and, like, got to the number 11, I was like, fuck, shit, there's 2 more, and then just fucking burned through those 2.
But number 11, that was probably about your favorite part of the show, right? When they started talking about Top Gun all the time?
It really was. It definitely was. Oh, man, worst. The best part of this is you watched the episode the night before, and as soon as they mentioned Top Gun, I fucking text you as so quick. I was like, this is one of your favorite persons, the show. They made Top Gun references, so it's canon in our lives. completely 100% no more fighting. And that made me happy for the week.
Yeah, and my response was "fuck you," and it still stands.
That's not nice. That's not nice at all.
So back half, we got basically the resolution of all the plot points from the rest of the season. We got through the Kingpin arc, and we got some sweet ninja action.
Some fucking really sweet ninja action. Basically, the first one back into this half was they introduced Stick, who trained him when he was younger. That's pretty fucking groovy. Just because it came to that point where it's like, well, how the fuck did he learn all this shit? And they didn't show much other than him just getting his ass handed to him over and over and trying to find ways out of getting his ass handed to him, which I thought was fucking awesome. They ruined his apartment and fucking killed the kid.
And, like, I think, to your point of him getting his ass handed to him over and over is a recurring theme in the show. Because by that end of the season, he is so fucked up. It's crazy.
Yeah, he was ragged for this whole last half. And, like, when that last episode hit, I was like, that guy is fucking ready to fall apart. Like, how he was standing was a testament to how good the show is. Just him and taking on that role fully head on. After the Stick fight, you immediately get into Foggy finding out about Daredevil.
Yes. Which is canon in the books. Foggy's known for a while.
Okay. So is that like everybody that knows is basically Claire, Foggy, and him?
In the show, Claire's kind of like this weird mixed match of characters from the books. But I mean, it's kind of a joke that everyone knows Matt Murdock is Daredevil. Like, at a certain point in that run in the book, everyone fucking knows. They just have no proof. So, there is one point where during Bendis'
So is it
run,
kind of like College Humor's fucking Batman, where everybody knows he's Bruce Wayne, and he's just like, oh, I mean, that's Batman over there. And he goes and puts his towel on.
So there's a part in Bendis' run where he gets outed in the press. Everyone's just like, Matt Murdock is Daredevil. There you go. Headlines. And basically he's just like, this is slander. I'm going to take these newspapers to court. I am a blind man. And everyone's like, yo, what's up, Daredevil? He's like, I'm blind. I'm obviously not Daredevil. And by the end of it, he's just out of costume, fighting ninjas in an alley. No shit's given. FBI's watching him.
Fair enough. I mean, it was weird. Having seen Iron Fist before this one and him not getting his suit, I was really worried that we weren't going to get his outfit. And, I mean, considering it was for the opening promo shows off his outfit, I was like, when the fuck does he get his outfit? And it doesn't happen until, like, the last episode. But that reveal and him fighting in the black mask was so great because I don't think anybody realized that he's fucking blind and he's like, he doesn't have fucking eye holes cut in his goddamn mask. Like,
yeah, and in that costume is the black looking costume straight out of Miller and Romita Jr.'s Man Without Fear miniseries. Like, that's when he first started going out. It was just like that.
He told me that back when the series originally started, and I just rushed it off because I just hadn't watched it up to that point.
But, I mean, like, it happened the first time where I originally watched the show, and now this time, like, I just kind of love the black outfit that I'm kind of bummed when he goes full-on superhero Daredevil look.
Yeah, for sure. I think that helmet looks really strange, and I don't know if it's the way they're filming it, but it kind of looks like it's almost too small. But, like, when they showed it off, it just kind of looks a little odd. But the rest of his suit looks awesome. And, like, when he breaks into Potters...
I do think the suit looks better in season 2, so...
we have the ninja fight where fucking Kingpin is revealed to have just a master statistician. Like,
Of course he is.
He figured that it was going to be a suicide mission going up against him, and to see Nobu take on the ninja outfit and just fucking be a real fucking ninja, I was like, I mean, I kind of wanted to root for both of them, and I was like, well, don't kill off the main character. But they fucking showed up, and he's half fucking fallen apart, basically, from cuts every fucking where. Just mental. That whole fight scene.
But it just has that great part where Matt's like, I'm going to kill you. And King is like, take your shot. And lets him do it. And then just beats the ever-loving piss out of him.
Oh, man. Fucking those pummels to the face is like, I mean, it's
like
a good
the overhead gorilla
pummels? Yeah. I was like, we had a good run, Murdoch. I hope somebody takes up your post and, like, does it pretty well, too. But, like, that fight was brutal as shit. Then they fucking aim up to fucking shoot him. And what?
Oh, I was going to say, like, that's a pretty a descriptor for that show. It's just brutal. Like, everything in that show is no punches pulled. You know, they go for it.
They show the ninja fight over the whole episode, and it's like, I think they cut back to it 3 times, and, like, he just gets more and more bloody. That middle part where he's just fucking getting cut apart by that fucking throwing weapon. I don't know what it's called, but, like, just getting absolutely shredded. And, like, they show, like, deep lacerations in, like, his fucking ribs and shit. It's like, fuck. And then fucking
it also works. And that also ties into then there's really no action for the next 2 episodes because he's so fucked up he can't go out.
Yeah.
And then that leads into kind of you know, the splintering and the backstabbing and the falling apart of the criminal empire when, you know, Gao and Owlsy decided to try and go against Kingpin in a sense. And they made a mistake.
It was a big mystery for a good 2 episodes. Man, fucking Kingpin is not somebody I would ever cross. Like, I'd be like, oh, fucking, what do you want done? Because I don't want to get hit in the face by you.
Like, I know it's unfair because these shows have 13 hours as opposed to the 2.5 of a movie, but these villains are so much better in the shows because they're allowed to breathe. But, like, Kingpin's such a great villain. He's so good.
They show his... Honestly, in the MCU, he's second favorite, only to Loki, just because I love Loki so much. But, like, fucking... It's real tough because Kingpin's really fucking shown so well in this first season. And it's crazy. Like, I really thought they were going to kill him off. And I was so sad. But, like, when they went to try and capture him, I was like, fuck. But, like, even when he had that final showdown, I was like, is he going to really fucking kill him? Because he's been talking about killing him for the last 3 episodes. And, like, could definitely see it happening, but...
And I think that's where you get the difference in, like, a character of Daredevil between him and, like, Batman. Batman's so morally uptight and righteous, you know he'll never cross that line. But fucking Murdoch's one bad day away from killing everybody. You know, like, it's just...
yeah, for sure. Man, but fucking Kingpin's progression, like, you kind of feel for him for the first half. Like, he really just wants to make the city better, but as soon as his fucking woman gets poisoned, like, all bets are fucking off. Like, he fucking is waiting for the hospital for her to wake up and shit, and like, you know what? I'm tired of fucking with the city. We're gonna wreck it, fucking gorilla punch style. And like,
he reaches that point in the final episode when he's in chains and get pulled away. You know, he's like, tells the parable from the Bible, and, you know, he's in the end, he's like, I'm not the good Samaritan or the traveler. I'm the ill-intentive man, and you're in my way.
Dude,
you know, like,
such a, like, the fucking monologues he got were just incredibly intimidating. Just fucking maddening. It was crazy. And then the whole Wesley, how that played out, like, they found Kingpin's mom, and, like, as soon as they went to the old person's home, and, like, she was like kind of pulling Ben toward. I was like, did they find his mom? And then they did. I was like, this is gonna be no. Well, that's how they killed her off in the show. But like
how? We'll get to the next point, but like, how chilling is that when Europe goes home and Kingpin's just there,
dude?
And then
you just get the sense if Kingpin shows up, fucking heads are gonna roll almost literally every fucking time.
Yeah, and Yurik's doing the, like, I've been threatened before, and he's just like, but you brought my mom into it. I'm not here to threaten you. I'm here to fucking kill you. You went too far. And that sucks, because Ben Urich is such a great character in the comics, and I hate that they killed him off. Like, that was something I did not...
like, that was probably the most surprising part, is that just fucking Kingpin just basically dismantling him in his fucking place, like, fucking wicked as fuck. Did he find out that Leland poisoned his wife?
Yeah, that's why he throws him down the elevator shaft.
Oh, that's right. I was trying to remember if they had killed him, but I was like, yeah. Which surprised me because I figured he'd go after Madame Gao too, knowing how the hand can fucking revive people or whatever. But then fucking Murdoch squares off against her, and you see her full force from fucking Iron Fist, and it's like, shit. And then she takes off, and it's like, well, that makes a lot more sense, though.
Yeah, where, like, if you'd watched, like I said, you watched Iron Fist first, so you knew she was in the hand and all this, whereas they definitely hint around things in this show.
Beautiful. This fucking first season of Daredevil is beautiful. It's going to be weird going forward with the next shows, because this is the best one of the series, right? This first season?
Well, I'll say this. I hold it higher because I love Daredevil. So, but, like, Jessica Jones is really good. It probably should be, like, 3 episodes shorter, because there's some shit we'll talk about when we start watching it. But I love Jessica Jones. Real excited to start it again. And it has a super strong villain as well. So...
Fuck yeah. I'm fucking... he's fucking psycho, or, messes with psychosis, right?
It's the Purple Man. He has mind control.
Okay. I'm fucking ready for it. This is the shit.
Yeah, Daredevil is great. Do you now see why I love this character so much?
For sure. Last week, I guess 2 weeks ago, I didn't give 2 shits about Daredevil, but, like, easily one of my favorites of the MCU just right now. Just because he feels like a Batman-style character with no money, which makes him even more, I don't know, vicious, or like a caged animal, just because he doesn't have that outlet to, like, just throw money at a situation if he needs to. Like, fucking wolf running on the fucking roofs and shit, like, there was a real physical element to the show that I just fell in love with. Like, everything felt real.
It does. Like, literally when him and Foggy have that big blow-up, and Foggy's like, where do you find this shit? And he's like, I just buy it off the internet. It's just fucking knee pads and black t-shirt. And it's a theme they come to a lot, and they'll bring up in season 2, too, where, like, there is a part of him that just likes beating the shit out of people. Like, just putting that aggression back out there. Like, when he recalls to Foggy the first time he ever went out, after the guy who was raping his daughter, and he just beats the fuck out of that guy, And you can tell he likes it. So there's that edge to it.
I mean, he's got that, it feels, he says this a lot, that he has the devil in him, but, like, he really does a good job of portraying, like, that viciousness inside of him that he tries reining in, but at some point, like, he can't hold on to it any longer because he's fucking exhausted and doing all this shit and holding down that daytime job and all this other shit. Like, fuck, incredibly strong character going into my books now. It's like, fuck, now I've got to read comics and books and shit. Like, god damn it.
Yeah. like I said, there's really not a bad Daredevil run. Just grab a fucking book and read. It's so good. But yeah, so 2 weeks we'll be done with Jessica Jones and then back to Daredevil. So we'll see how you feel coming into 2.
I'm ready for it. Like, next 2 weeks, fucking July is just gonna be packed.
Yeah.
I was looking at fucking movies that are coming out, plus we're doing these Netflix shows. Like, it's gonna be a good month and a half or so.
Yeah, because what, Homecoming comes out, Valerian comes out.
Atomic Blonde.
Yes.
Apes.
Yeah, you have to watch the first 2 still, don't you? Do it.
Yeah,
we'll have a date in a couple weeks.
Yeah, for sure. There's a couple more, and I can't think of them just right now off the top of my head, but like, fucking packed.
Yeah, it's packed.
And then,
we got that plus Game of Thrones starting again. Like, it's gonna be.
Motherfucker.
Plus, that's all the shit for the show. Plus, I'm still trying to watch like Preacher and the stuff I watch.
Yeah, it's getting messy, but like, I'm enjoying every bit of it. So.
No, I am. It's pushing me to watch shit I wouldn't, watch. So
and
it's cool.
I think you were enjoying watching Daredevil again, seeing all the stuff that they've picked up through the seasons, right? I mean, I think when we started this, you said that you wanted to rewatch Daredevil at some point. So,
well, because it was like one of our first 2 or 3 episodes was the week Iron Fist drop.
Oh yeah, Iron Fist. Yeah.
We binged it, and that's when I found out you had never watched them, and I was literally just like, give me another reason to watch Daredevil again. Come on, just give me a reason.
I'm so glad that I did, because it's a fucking badass show. So if you haven't watched Daredevil, fucking watch season 1 for sure. Next, we have Okja. Okja.
Super Pig.
Super Pig. If I recall, Neil has a post up on Comic Book Black, describes this movie coming out. I believe it was one of the films that went to Cannes this year, and they saw the Netflix fucking banner come across, instantly booed. I think at the end of the movie, it had a standing ovation for 4 minutes, though. So
it's weird that people are so dismissive of Netflix, yet Manchester by the Sea last year was released by Amazon, yet everyone ate that shit up. I don't get the.
And did you just hear us gush about fucking Daredevil for a half hour? They're doing some right shit.
I really don't care who. If there are filmmakers out there, who have a vision and are going to do things differently, who gives a shit who's giving them money to let me get to see this? Yeah,
for sure.
On one hand, fuck Netflix for giving Adam Sandler the fucking Weatherall to do whatever he wants. But the money they make off him, they can throw towards stuff like this.
Yeah, for sure.
That said, I'm not a huge fan of the movie. It's okay.
I see what they were trying to do. I see why he couldn't get one of the bigger studios. I mean, that third act is real hard to. There's some real, I don't know, vicious fucking moments.
I'm not entirely sure what that movie is, where the point of view is in this movie. I don't know where they're trying to get to. It's obviously deriding, animal cruelty and the way we farm stuff to get meat, but it's also taken apart the ALFs and these, the left-winger liberals trying to save animals. I really don't know where its message is.
It really just felt like a lot of stitched together things that he almost had too much to say, so he tried to make a narrative out of it, but kind of, I don't know. When you see the opening act and they have 26 of these pigs that they're sending out to the world to raise for 10 years, it's like, well, of course they're going to slaughter them. Why wouldn't you? I mean, basically livestock. So out of the gate, you know that this pig's probably gonna get killed.
But then it spends 20 minutes giving you poop jokes. Like, it really...
That fucking 10 minutes following that, where you just follow him around and he's just fucking around in the forest, like, there's some real fucking heartwarming moments. But there's also fucking poop jokes and, like, just a ridiculous couple chase scenes. It really felt like it was trying to do too much. And it just couldn't get traction.
Like, looking back at all of this dude's film, I'm not going to try and butcher his name, South Korean director.
He's the dude that made The Host, right?
He did Host and he did Snowpiercer.
And,
like, he obviously has a vision. I think he's a great, like, technical director. Like, what he puts out there works, and he can obviously get emotions and work with effects. But, like, his movies all have this tonal whiplash that jumps around.
I think I can't remember Host because it's been a fucking decade, but Snowpiercer felt very much like this, where I think it tries giving the watcher just enough information so they can make their own fucking thoughts and processes of what's happening and what they're trying to talk about. So he never really gives a clear point to anything. And, I mean, Snowpiercer I really loved because it was just this fucking madness, like, post-apocalyptic nutshell.
I'm not going to talk about Snowpiercer, because I'm apparently the one person who doesn't like that movie.
You can talk about it, it's fine. It's a safe space.
I like when Chris Evans is like, I know what baby tastes like, because I eat babies.
Don't. Let's not talk about Snowpiercer. I'm into it. Fuck that. I mean, it's... I thought it had some cool concepts, but a lot of that I just do not want to go and revisit thinking about, so. Okja, I liked it.
I feel like that's indicative of all his movies, and that's my problem with, like, grabbing onto them in any way. Like, they're just too tonally mismatchy. And there's stuff I love in all of them, and there's stuff I really just, like, don't give a shit about. So I can't.
See, I think that's...
I'll think anything he does, you know, like, I'm never going to be, like, I'm not, because he does interesting, different things. It's not the same stuff.
Fucking Jake Gyllenhaal in that fucking movie was bonkers. Bonkers fucking crazy. Oh, man. Like, he showed up, and it was like, I don't know if he was trying to play, like, a zanier Steve Irwin, but just ludicrous. Every time he showed up, I was like, you fucking go. Like, put on clown hats and let's fucking roll.
Like, I honestly feel like he got snubbed for, like, his Nightcrawler performance of the Oscars. He's like, fuck you guys, I'm just gonna go do something crazy.
No. So, when they introduced him in, like, the opening monologue, whatever, and he was, like, the Steve Irwin character, not zany yet. I was like, oh, well, maybe he tried toning it back from fucking Nightcrawler and, like, the shit he's done recently. I was like, let's give it... As soon as he climbed up that mountain, bad shit insane. Just bad shit fucking insane. Loved it.
And, like, I'm not the only one, right? There was half a second where you thought he was going to fuck that pig. Like,
I mean...
Come on.
I don't want to agree, but... When he brought the two pigs out?
Yeah, and he's all like, I'm an animal lover, and he's right by its ass, and he's all drunk, and he's talking about how women are demasculating him. Like, there's a thought where you're like, he's gonna fuck that pig. It's gonna happen.
There's some real fucking just outlandish scenes that, like you said, I'll see whatever he makes just because he has those wild concepts that, like, even if the movie as a whole isn't necessarily a great movie, like, he's going to have those moments that, like, he's taking chances within the movie that I appreciate, so.
Yes.
Yeah. Worth watching. It's on Netflix, so check it out.
Yeah.
Now, let's talk about some Shaun of the Dead, because it's fresh on my mind, and I fucking absolutely fell in love with it all over again.
That's a movie that I can watch whenever. Yeah, I love that.
For sure.
Like, when that movie got announced, I was immediately against it. I was like, look at these twee hipster motherfuckers making Shaun of the Dead. Their movie's a pun on Dawn of the Dead. Fuck these guys. Because no one knew who these people were yet, outside of UK. You know, you couldn't find space in America at the time, so these were relative unknowns. Trailer came out, and I was like, oh, that looks good. We're in Iowa, we're in the Midwest. I had to drive to Omaha to see that movie, so I crossed into another state to see it opening night, and I loved it. And I will watch anything any of these guys do, no matter how terrible it might be.
Simon Pegg and Nicholas Frost, I feel like their relationship is very indicative of our relationship. So it's like, I just placed us in those roles, so it's just so great. And this was no exception. Like, we lived together, like, I remember times that we had, like, we didn't have zombies out in the fucking garden, because we never had a garden, but I could definitely see us wrecking a shed just to fucking find a cricket bat and a fucking shovel.
And we probably would have needed to in the bad neighborhood we lived in.
Listen, our neighborhood was awesome.
Listen, they stole our...
It was all right off.
They stole a push mower from us.
Yeah, but the neighbor...
Not threw it in a truck, they ran down the street with a push mower pushing it.
Listen, they ran under train trestle, and at that point we're like, fuck it, they can have it. It's their mower now. Our redneck neighbor would start his Ford truck at fucking 7 o'clock in the morning and rev it for a good 10 minutes.
Blaring Metallica, yelling at his wife.
It was like white trash the box, and I was like, cheers to you. Because they never woke me up. I was sleeping on the other side of the fucking house.
I was usually I was either drunk or at work, or both, so...
That's fair.
That's fair. It was the place where I was out smoking out front, and a guy just came up and offered me ice. Just crack on.
Good times. Good fucking times.
Anyway.
Back to Shaun of the Dead. I noticed things in Baby Driver that he had started way back then, like the when there would be motion and there would be a song playing, and he would time the action to the song beat. Was this his first movie?
Yeah, this was his first film.
Okay. I picked up on that immediately because I saw Baby Driver twice this last weekend, so like it's real fresh in my mind.
Yeah.
But like that opening sequence where he has that boring day, this mundane life, and like makes things exciting just by doing jump cuts of him washing his fucking hands, or like just fucking putting on a shirt, like just ludicrous. And then you get to the day where the zombies are everywhere, and like it's so beautifully mirrored that this movie
there's not a time where you couldn't walk me into a room without knowledge and have an Edgar Wright movie playing in the background, and I wouldn't immediately know it's an Edgar Wright movie. He is such a distinctive filmmaker that you can just immediately tell. And it's stuff like that. It's the way he frames things and cues action, and I don't think there's anyone who can cut to a reaction shot and get a bigger laugh from me than Edgar Wright, because there's just no, like, it's so great.
I completely forgot it was like a British film, and so I watched it with my parents today, and that first cut that got cut loose, I was like, oh, it's British film. They're going to say that a lot. And the cunts and swats were flying ravenly. So good.
It is, it's just, and like you could talk about, how you could see the action being scored to the soundtrack, but there's that shot the first day of the zombie apocalypse, and he goes to the store to get the cornettos and comes back, and the zombies are all in the background or whatever. That's all one continuous take, one shot of him doing it all. Yeah. And the second scene of Baby Driver is Baby getting coffee in one full take. And just to see, not that there's one that's better than the other, but you can see the visual acumen and the directorial skill that went into Baby Driver is just 1,000 times more than what it was at Shaun.
Oh, yeah. So see Shaun of the Dead if you haven't, because I don't know why you haven't at this point.
I know it's only like 10 years old, but it's classic.
Yeah, for sure. You start talking about Baby Driver.
Okay, so I can expose my love of Edgar Wright all day. I love Shaun. Hot Fuzz, I think, is one of the funniest movies ever made. World's End, I feel, was kind of underviewed. No one ever really talks about it, but it's great.
I love the whole trilogy. Like, I think End of the World's probably my favorite. Three.
I love that they flipped the dynamic, and fucking Frost gets to play the straight man, and Peg gets to be the crazy one, and it really shakes that up.
It kind of it feels like this whole trilogy, you can just flip it on its head and like watch it from one side or the other, just because of that dynamic. I feel like they're both playing that in Hot Fuzz, so like them having a spotlight in each one of these shows it off really well.
Any day of the week I'll watch Scott Pilgrim. It doesn't matter. Like, I understand that's a movie full of terrible hipsters that are terrible people, but I fucking love it. It might be the most kinetic movie I've ever seen. Just the way everything moves is amazing. So I walked into Baby Driver.
Did you read Scott Pilgrim before seeing the movie?
I had read the first 3 books, but I never finished it. And I still haven't. So, but yeah, like I said last week, Baby Driver was my most anticipated movie of the year. Couldn't be higher. And I was underwhelmed.
God damn it! I was so expecting you to be like, yes, lived up to the fucking hype. It was so great. Blah blah blah. So I could be like, it fell short. It fell totally short. God damn it!
I wanted to. It's not there. There is. I haven't been able to put my tongue on it yet, but there is a fundamental flaw in that script somewhere where I just cannot buy into it. It's great. On a technical level, it's amazing. That first 20 minutes is some of the greatest filmmaking you're ever going to see.
I think that's the problem. It blows its load way too fucking early, and it just kind of fucking goes down after that.
The way the entire movie is scored to the soundtrack is jaw-dropping. Like, there's so much time put into that, it's ridiculous.
Those first 2 songs play their full length. You have the heist scene, and then you have the one shot of him walking to get coffee. Also, did you notice the song lyrics on the wall, like, as he went?
Yeah, it says, yeah, and hey. And it matches.
And it was over the first time when he walked past the second time?
Yeah, I was laughing so hard at that, because it's just a great visual cue that I don't know how many people caught. I mean, I hope it's there, but a lot of people don't look into the background of things, and that's where a lot of that is.
I think I caught it halfway through that first time I watched it, and, like, definitely went in paying attention the second time.
They made a fatal error in that they only played about 20 seconds of Radar Love, and that was just unacceptable.
Dude, listen, those first 2 songs played to full length. Every other fucking song got neutered to fucking hell. Like, to the point where they listed fucking Gwen Stefani bananas, and all they did was say a fucking lyric from it, and, like, it upsets me that more songs weren't played to their entirety, or even half entirety, but, like, it really just hit the chorus and fucking moved on. There was a bit where it was just fucking rapid fire, like 3 or 4 or 5 songs.
Yeah, but it also, like, you can tell they were meant to be scored to that specific spot.
It's true.
But it's just so rote. Like, I wanted so much more from an Edgar Wright screenplay, and this is just a very substandard heist movie. The characters are flat.
I think it really showed up most of the good parts in the trailer, and then after it gets past the first 20 minutes, it's like, well, you really don't know what to expect and what's coming up, and don't know.
I don't think it's a bad movie. I just think that there's something missing that I can't connect with it.
This is how I came to understand how you felt about Guardians. It's not a great movie, but it's a good movie. Definitely worth throwing down some money and seeing it in theaters for. That first time I saw it, I hit the same moment you are, and like there's something off. And then you text me, I think Friday, and you were like, I really want to talk about Baby Driver. I was like, keep a cap on it. I don't want to hear a fucking word. And I thought you loved it so much that I was like, I think I just fucking missed something, so I had to see it again. And I was like, no, there's something flawed.
No, and like I almost went and saw it again today, but I took a nap instead. But I was like, I'm missing something. And I threw that text to you because I was like, is there something wrong with me or is it the movie? And so I text one of my other old roommates, Brett, and I was just like, you seen Baby Driver yet? And he's like, catch it this weekend. I was like, I need to talk about it. I'm not saying anything because I don't want to color your opinion. Let me know when you've seen it. And he's like, hey, I saw it. And I was like, completely underwhelmed. And he's like, yeah, there's something wrong with it. So it's not, I don't know if it's just people being...
I feel like when they got to that third act, there were just too many roosters in the hen house that they had way too many big characters just butting heads with each other, and like that just wasn't working like they wanted it to.
And I love John Hamm. I think he is underrated and people don't use him enough, and he should be bigger than he is. Woefully miscast. I do not buy him as a character at all. And that the third act hinges on him kind of makes it fall apart.
Yeah. I think they really needed maybe 2-minute sections of fucking Bats doing some hardcore detective, like, figuring out who people are on the heist with them. Because you know he would go to any limits to make sure he was protected. And then if you did another section where John Hamm's in fucking stockbroker life style, and like he does this for to support his drug habit, like I feel if they would have just filled those characters out just a little bit more, it would have worked a hell of a lot better.
I do think the kid playing Baby is super charming, just like effortlessly so.
That fucking Han Solo jacket, come on.
I love it.
See Han Solo.
But he was one of the front runners to play Han Solo in the Young Han Solo movie, but lost out. He's in your favorite movie ever, right? The Fault in Our Stars.
First of all, it's not my favorite movie ever. It's a great movie, but it's yeah, he's in that. It was weird seeing him play the kid that dies from cancer to playing the kid with tinnitus that just drives really well, and they never really explained it. But
well, you don't have to. Like, you know, Dom Toretto's going to drive well. You don't need it explained, do you?
It's true, but he's still so very young that they talk about him being in heist like 10 years ago, and it's like, I don't believe that. Like, like, there's no way that kid drove that well to. I don't know. There's just really odd moments.
It's hiding. Like, but I love that, like, he does have a background in dance, and you can see it in the way he moves, and you can see it when he's driving the car, and like, just the way he moves is fluid, and it's not cut to shit like those. As much as I enjoy them, the Fast and Furious movies are cut to shit, and you don't buy that they're doing anything.
So now that fucking Fate of the Furious is out, I just see everybody, like, shredding on it. Like, we shredded on it? I was like, you guys could have been shredded on it, like, 4 or 5 months earlier. Like, maybe 2 months on it.
Yeah, why'd you have to wait?
That 8 is a real mess. Yeah, I wish they would have given more driving scenes. Like I said, that first heist scene is the biggest one of them, and, like, it just goes down from there. I guess the running chase is a little bit better, but I don't know.
I feel like the 3 big action sequences are good. There's the one with like the Marine chasing them after the one heist, the opening scene, which is one of, like I said, that first 20-30 minutes is some of the coolest stuff you'll see in the cinema this year, but there's just no payoff to it.
Yeah. I think it came in when Spacey helped him out. That was just too odd and hard to connect just because he had a girlfriend.
Yeah, it's out of nowhere, considering 3 scenes ago he was saying he was going to break his legs and kill everyone he loves. Then
I feel if he would have showed up to his lair and his fucking tape would have been just sitting on the table with a note that said good luck and he wasn't fucking anywhere to be seen, I think that movie would have worked so much. But it's that act where he tries helping out for no reason because he's been fucking using him in criminal activity for the last decade that I don't know.
Yeah.
And then the whole end scene where he shows him in prison and shit like that is just unnecessary.
Yeah, I don't know. I agree it's probably Wright's worst movie, but it's still better than 90% of stuff you're gonna catch. I just didn't connect to it the way I wanted to. Like, coming from something where, like, I love him as a filmmaker, and I feel like all his films are great, and he does something better behind the camera every time.
Hold on a second. I gotta return to this. In what fucking world can you get away with stealing fucking money orders? They're all numbered, and they would just be able to fucking zip those out of fucking existence.
I don't know. Maybe money orders work different in the UK.
No, there's no way. It's just like a fucking check blank. They're all numbered, and like you can just be like, oh well, this shit was stolen. They're null and void.
I don't know. Just let it go, man.
Just little odd moments like that, but like I enjoyed it. I saw it twice, so I must have enjoyed it a little.
Like, there's something there. And obviously it's connecting with people. Like, number 2, it obviously wasn't going to get higher than Despicable Me. Number 2, it's Edgar Wright's biggest opening ever. It's literally, I think it's like $4 million away from being his highest grossing theatrical movie already. Like, there's something there. I don't know if it's, if it is Jamie Foxx and Kevin Spacey and those guys being in a movie, as opposed to people being like, oh, it's like, like me. We're like, oh, it's a new Edgar Wright movie. I don't care who's in it. But maybe I do. Maybe I just want him to make movies with Nick Frost and Simon Pegg and do nothing else ever.
Listen, if he announces one movie with them, I'm fucking there. I'm opening day fucking probably 2 or 3 times if I can that first day. Because I love those 3. Do you think there's a little bit of it that are trying to prove him as a good director that just went and saw it just because he got dropped off of Ant-Man? Or at least walked away from Ant-Man?
Like, I think, admittedly, I don't know. I do think there's probably a part of the filmmaking itself that was him saying fuck you to Marvel. Like, I lost 8 years of my life working on your movie, and now I'm going to go show you what I can do with action. I do think it's, like, maybe it's subliminal and I'm picking up on shit that's not there, but the U.S. Pinewood Studios, where Marvel shoots all of their movies, is in Atlanta, and then he sets this movie and films it in Atlanta, and, I think there's something there. There has to be. But
I'm looking forward to seeing that on DVD release and fucking him commentating. Well, just like, you know what? Fuck Marvel. And I'm like, I'm alright with that. So, good shit. Go watch them all. Tell us what you think and whatnot. So next week, first half of Jessica Jones.
Yep. First 6. We'll do 6 again.
6. Spider-Man Homecoming, obviously.
Fuck yes! So excited!
I'm excited. I think this will probably be the first Spider-Man movie I enjoy. I did like the Amazing Spider-Mans, but not.
What? Whoa!
I like the technical one where he he fucking built his web slingers and shit. That first one was good. That second one's a real mess. But still liked him more than that first trilogy.
Nope. We'll discuss this next week.
That's fair. But I'm really looking forward to this because I think him coming under MCU, I think will make the character I want to see and the one that you've been waiting for.
Yeah, I'm super excited. Like, and now that the word of mouth is coming out, embargoes are lifting, and people are like, no, it's good. Like, it's really good. I'm so excited.
I have seen people like that have seen the movie. They haven't given any fucking commentary on it. They just like avoid the fucking last trailer, avoid the fucking this and that, and I'm like, fucking alright, whatever, man.
I haven't read it. All I know for sure is there's 2 after the credit scenes, and they said that one of them is so great that Marvel should never do after credit scenes again. I've seen multiple people say that, so
nice. So then, I forgot to say, Blood Drive's still kicking ass. Last week was a lot of fun. I'm excited about this week just because, we'll talk about it next week. But, yeah, it's still that grindhouse pulpy feel that I fucking am really enjoying. This last one was kind of homage to Carpenter, and, like, you really see it in a few shots, so. Plus, the fucking car got Nas from, like, zombie blood type thing. But it was even more over the top ridiculous. I was like, yeah, I'm in. Fuck yeah, I'm in.
So,
this week they're trying to save her sister from a mental hospital, and we'll see how crazy things get this week.
Do you see how much I care? Not at all.
I know you care a lot, and I know you're going to catch up on the season, so I'm excited.
Maybe someday.
Is there anything else that you want to throw in?
Yeah,
I think I might see the house.
What?
I think I might see the house, the one with
No,
Farrell.
I heard it so bad.
I really want to see the stoner from Baywatch, what he contributes to this underground gambling ring.
Sure. No, I'm going to throw in a movie on Netflix called We Are the Greatest.
We Are the Greatest?
Yep.
What's it about?
I feel thematically it's going to fit between what we're watching next week of Jessica and Spider-Man.
Right on. And for a wild card, we're going to throw Castlevania in there too.
Wait, is that coming out?
That's this weekend. On the 7th, the Castlevania anime series comes out.
Do you know I've never played a Castlevania?
Well, that's foolish. But hopefully this movie makes that. What? What? What do you even mean?
I've never played Zelda or Castlevania, so whatever.
Get out of here. I'm just kidding. I hope the series makes you want to play a game. It's really one from my childhood, so like, and plus the studio behind it. I know how much you love anime, so I really wanted to do it for that case.
True, but I mean, Warren Ellis wrote it, man, and I like one thing he's ever done, so.
Oh, come on. Give it a little.
I'll try an episode. We'll start there.
Fair enough. I'm sure I'll be binging it again, so.
How many is it?
That I can't tell you. I want to say it's only like 10.
Okay. Well, okay, we'll talk, okay? We'll go there.
That's fair. But make sure you watch those other 3 for sure if you want to be involved in the discussion.
Please, join our discussion.
So watch all that shit that we watched this week. Tell us your thoughts. Watch all the shit we watch for next week. Come back, have a drink with us. All that good stuff.
All good stuff.
That'll do it. I'm excited about Jessica Jones. So
you should be. It's really good. And David Tennant's in it, and I love him so much. The hair. Oh, I love his hair.
And on that note, I suppose we'll be ending for the night. Cheers.
Pineapple.
Pineapple!